Time doesn't just pass, it shapes us. And after the age of 70, time feels different. There's a sense of urgency, but also clarity, a quiet awareness that every breath matters more than before. You may not realize it, but your body is always speaking. Not in words, but in signals, subtle shifts in strength, balance, sleep, appetite. Some people in their 70s still walk with purpose, smile with energy, and think with clarity. Others feel life slowing down, more fatigue, more uncertainty, more distance between who they were and who they feel now. So what creates the gap? In truth, it's not luck or genetics alone. It often begins with everyday details that quietly forecast how well you'll age. In this reflection, MuseWisdom invites you to notice 7 signs, real research-backed indicators of your long-term vitality. Not to alarm you, but to empower you, because the life ahead doesn't wait for permission. It responds to the choices you begin making today. Let's explore together. Sign 1. The rhythm of your steps. There's a quiet truth most people overlook. The way you move through space speaks volumes about how your body is holding up with time. Not just that you walk, but how you walk can reveal the deeper rhythm of your health. After 70, movement becomes more than routine. It becomes a mirror. Each step carries history and perhaps a glimpse of what lies ahead. Scientists have found a consistent thread in those who age well. They maintain a steady, confident gait. It's not just about exercise or habit, it's about integration. When your heart, muscles, balance, and mind are still communicating well, it shows in the way you walk. Imagine someone you know, maybe even yourself, taking a walk in the morning sun. Are the strides fluid and upright? Or are they cautious, shorter than they used to be, with the occasional pause to catch breath or regain footing? This isn't just about stamina. It's about the coordination of your body's systems, muscles that still respond when called, a heart that still supports the journey, a brain that remains alert to curbs, stairs, and uneven paths. When walking becomes laborious or when balance starts to falter, the body is quietly asking for attention. And yet, this is not a sentence, it's a signal, a beginning, not an ending. Your legs, after all, are not just limbs, they are the vessels of independence, the tools that connect you to freedom, spontaneity, and self-sufficiency. And the encouraging part, mobility is one of the few areas that can be restored even late in life. Start small, a few extra minutes of walking, standing more than sitting, stretching gently after waking up. Light resistance exercises to reawaken the strength that's still there, waiting to be invited back. So ask yourself, when was the last time you paid attention to your own footsteps? The way you walk today may be whispering stories about your future. And in listening, in choosing to respond, you give yourself something more than just motion. You give yourself momentum. You give yourself another chance at strength. You remind yourself that forward is still available. Let your steps be your teacher. They may be slower now, but they can still carry you farther than you think. Sign 2, the strength in your hands. We often think of strength as something we see, in posture, in stride, in stature. But sometimes, the most revealing signs of resilience lie in something as small and quiet as your hands. Have you ever noticed how you hold a cup, lift a bag, or shake someone's hand? The way your fingers close around the world might be telling a silent story about your future well-being. In recent years, scientists and geriatric specialists have paid closer attention to grip strength, not just as a physical measurement, but as a strong reflection of overall vitality. A firm, steady grip doesn't simply suggest strong fingers. It speaks to muscle health, blood circulation, and the integrity of your nervous system. When your hands hold on with confidence, it's often because your whole body is still working in harmony. But when your grip weakens, slowly, quietly, it can signal more than just aging wrists. It may indicate a broader decline in muscle mass, functional independence, or metabolic resilience. Imagine two older men. One opens jars with ease, loads grocery bags without pause, and greets others with a firm handshake. The other finds his hands slipping more often, struggles with twist caps, and avoids carrying anything heavier than a newspaper. The difference between them may seem small on the surface, but physiologically, it's significant, because weakening grip strength has been linked to higher risks of falls, slower recovery, and even shorter life expectancy. The truth is, the hands are not isolated. They are an extension of your body's overall strength. And when they falter, it's often a quiet echo of what's happening in the muscles, bones, and systems that support you. The good news, grip strength can be rebuilt, and often more easily than people think. Squeeze a softball while you watch the sunset. Lift small weights when you water the garden. Practice mindful movements that bring both hands and body back into dialogue. These are not just exercises, they are quiet declarations of independence. So today, pause and ask, do your hands still hold with purpose? Or have they started to let go without you noticing? Because how you grasp the world may gently reflect how well you're still holding on to the richness of life itself. Sign 3. Your inner balance and stability. Balance is not just a physical act. It's a conversation between your body and your awareness. We often overlook it. After all, we balance automatically until one day we don't. The quiet shift might start with a wobble, a sudden grab for the wall, or an unexpected stumble. It's easy to shrug off, but balance, especially after 70, can be one of the earliest reflections of how well your body and brain are working together. Studies suggest that the simple ability to stand on one leg for around 10 seconds without assistance is strongly linked to long-term health outcomes, not because of the leg itself, but because balance integrates so much more: joint strength, sensory feedback, coordination, and even cognitive function. Imagine this not as a test of fitness, but a glimpse into internal alignment. Let's not focus on names or specific people, because this isn't just Carol or Nancy. This is you, me, and everyone who has ever taken their stability for granted. Some of us still glide through our days with light steps and confident footing. Others may find it harder to stand still without swaying, or to step around corners without instinctively reaching for something to hold. This isn't failure, it's information. And it matters because balance is one of the most teachable, repairable, and trainable functions we have, even late in life. If you've started noticing minor stumbles or moments where you feel off, don't treat them as small embarrassments. Treat them as messengers. Rebuilding balance starts gently, with quiet practices. Stand barefoot for a few moments a day. Try slow heel to toe walks in your hallway. Explore light movements like Tai Chi or mindful breathing while shifting weight between your feet. And yes, if you're able, stand now. Lift one foot slightly off the floor. Not to test yourself with judgment, but with curiosity. How does it feel? Whether you hold that stance for 10 seconds or just 2, you've already begun something important, a conversation between awareness and strength. In that dialogue lies your freedom, and every moment you choose to nurture it is a moment added not just to your years, but to your steadiness within them. Sign 4. Your sleep patterns studies continue to confirm what ancient wisdom has long suggested: those who sleep well, live well. For people over 70, consistent, high-quality sleep has been linked to longer life, stronger immunity, and better mental clarity. In contrast, poor sleep can raise the risk of memory problems, heart issues, and a weakened immune response. Let's look at two individuals, Henry and Bill, both in their mid-70s. Henry keeps a steady bedtime routine. He sleeps around 7 hours each night and wakes up feeling clear, headed and energized. His body continues to function efficiently, and his mind remains focused and alert. Bill, on the other hand, spends most nights tossing and turning. He wakes up multiple times, sometimes unable to fall back asleep. Over time, he begins to experience brain fog, constant tiredness, and subtle shifts in his blood pressure, all of which trace back to disrupted rest. If you're waking often during the night, if you're lying in bed for hours but still feel drained in the morning, don't ignore it. Your body is sending signals. Poor sleep isn't just inconvenient. It's a sign that something deeper may be off balance. Sleep struggles in later life can stem from many things: chronic stress, poor nutrition, lack of physical activity, or even underlying conditions like undiagnosed sleep apnea. But here's the encouraging truth: better sleep is possible. Small shifts in your daily habits can make a big difference. Try limiting screen time in the hour before bed. Stick to a consistent bedtime routine. Get some natural sunlight during the morning hours to help reset your internal clock. Avoid heavy meals late at night, which can disrupt your body's ability to settle into restful sleep, because sleep isn't just about closing your eyes. It's when your body repairs, your immune system rebuilds, and your brain resets. So tonight, take notice. Are you waking up tired, tossing and turning more than you used to? Do you feel your sleep quality has changed in recent years? If so, now is the time to make a change. Because how deeply you rest today may quietly shape how resilient and healthy you'll remain in the years ahead. Sign 5. The quiet language of appetite. After 70, food becomes more than fuel. It becomes a conversation, a soft dialogue between your body and your inner life. Sometimes, that dialogue is joyful: a warm bowl of soup, a favorite recipe, a sense of routine. Other times it grows quieter. You skip meals, forget to feel hunger, or reach for convenience over nourishment. But what happens when appetite begins to fade? A healthy desire to eat is not just about enjoyment, it's a reflection of vitality. When your body craves balance, colorful vegetables, protein, water, it's usually because systems are still working in harmony. Appetite in this way is a quiet reassurance. Yet for many, that hunger dulls with age. You may feel full too quickly, uninterested in preparing meals, or simply tired of the effort. And while it might seem harmless, a waning appetite can reveal more than you expect. Behind the silence of skipped meals may lie deeper issues: digestive changes, slower metabolism, or early signals from the brain. And when nutrients decline, the effects ripple outward: weakened muscles, lower energy, and a growing vulnerability to illness and falls. You may not notice it right away. Perhaps your pants fit looser, or fatigue creeps in after a short walk. Perhaps a once favorite meal now feels like a chore. And here lies the quiet danger. Undernourishment in older adults often disguises itself as normal aging. But it is not. Nourishment after 70 is about defense against fragility, cognitive fog, and loss of independence. And it begins not with a diet plan, but with attention. Start with what's small and gentle. Add a boiled egg to breakfast. Slice a piece of fruit. Sip broth. Sprinkle nuts on a salad. Let the act of eating be an offering, not just to your stomach, but to your strength. Take a moment to reflect. Do your meals still bring comfort, or have they become background noise? Are you eating with intention, or simply out of habit, or not at all? Your appetite, however faint, is your body's whisper for life. And by listening, truly listening, you offer it the chance to grow stronger again. Because nourishment is not only about food, it's about honoring the life that still wants to be lived. Sign 6. How you carry stress shapes how you age. As we grow older, the weight we carry is no longer just physical. It's emotional, mental, and visible. And one of the most overlooked influences on longevity is how we respond to the silent pressure of stress. Stress in itself isn't the enemy. It's a natural response to uncertainty, change, or challenge. But when it becomes chronic, when it settles into our nervous system like background noise, it slowly begins to reshape how we think, feel, and function. In your 70s and beyond, the way you hold stress can quietly shape the path ahead, not because stress is louder, but because your body becomes more sensitive to its echo. Some people develop quiet rituals. They breathe deeply when life tightens, they reflect instead of react, and they allow space for stillness. These are the ones who, despite life's storms, move with a grounded rhythm. Others carry their worries like stones in their pockets. A restless mind, a clenched jaw, sleepless nights. Over time, these habits chip away at the body's resilience, raising blood pressure, clouding focus, and draining energy reserves. Research has shown a clear link between chronic stress and inflammation, a hidden contributor to many age-related diseases, from cognitive decline to heart complications. It doesn't take a crisis to cause damage. Often, it's the accumulation of small, unresolved tensions day after day. So how do you carry your stress? Sometimes the body speaks before the mind admits it. Irritability, fatigue, shallow breath. Your system may be calling out for peace long before you consciously recognize the need. But here's the hopeful truth: stress is trainable, and you don't need drastic changes. Simple acts, a slow walk at dusk, laughter with someone who listens, journaling without judgment, these small tools can offer great relief. Even silence held with intention can be medicine. Ask yourself gently, when life feels heavy, do you give yourself the grace to release the weight? Learning to navigate stress isn't just about feeling better. It's about protecting your health, your energy, and your ability to fully experience the life you still have ahead, because in the quiet balance between pressure and peace, you may find the strength to age not just longer, but lighter. Sign 7, the quiet power of connection. There's a kind of nourishment the body can't get from food, only from closeness. After 70, one of the most vital yet overlooked influences on health isn't found in pills or diets. It's found in your voice echoing back in a shared laugh. It's in a hand held during a quiet walk. It's in the presence of others who remind you, you are not alone. Research continues to affirm what the soul has always known: human beings are wired for connection. Older adults who maintain meaningful social ties, whether through family dinners, community circles, or shared rituals, often show lower risks of heart disease, sharper memory, stronger immunity, and better mood stability. Not because conversation replaces medicine, but because connection amplifies life. Now imagine two paths. On one path walks someone who still engages, perhaps through a hobby group, a phone call with a lifelong friend, or simply morning coffee with a neighbor. Their days are punctuated by stories, gentle teasing, and the rhythm of shared time. On the other path walks someone whose world has grown quieter over the years. The phone rings less, invitations stop coming. Moments once shared now pass in silence. The days feel heavier, not from physical burden, but from absence. The toll of that absence is not only emotional, it's physiological. Prolonged loneliness increases inflammation in the body, disrupts sleep, and may even accelerate cognitive decline. The human nervous system, when starved of social input, becomes more vulnerable to stress and less resilient overall. Yet connection doesn't need to be grand or noisy. It just needs to be real. If you've noticed yourself slowly withdrawing, or if life has simply grown quieter with time, consider this an invitation to reach out, even gently. You don't need to rebuild a crowd. One authentic bond can begin to rekindle your internal light. Send a message. Rejoin a circle you once enjoyed. Lend your ear to someone who also feels alone, because the people you choose to reconnect with today won't just fill your calendar. They'll help keep your mind sharp, your heart steady, and your spirit deeply rooted in life. In the end, it's not only the number of people around you that matters, it's the presence you feel when you truly let others in. Take a quiet breath. Now that we've walked through these 7 markers of vitality, pause and gently ask yourself, where do I stand in this moment of life? Am I moving with awareness? Or have certain habits quietly faded, disappearing so slowly I barely noticed them leave? The encouraging truth is, nothing here is beyond your reach. These signs, how you walk, how you sleep, how you hold a cup, how you handle your days, they're not locked into fate. They're patterns you can reshape. Your steps can grow stronger, your grip can return with practice, your balance can be nurtured, your meals can nourish you more deeply, and your mind, yes, even your thoughts, can soften, settle, and strengthen. The relationships you rebuild, the routines you revisit, and the calm you choose, they all become part of the life you're still writing. Think of your future not as a countdown, but as a canvas, not a finish line, but an open field. And every small choice you make today is a brushstroke toward a more vibrant tomorrow. So begin gently, walk with intention. Challenge your body in small, loving ways. Honor your rest. Eat with care and curiosity. Breathe when the world feels heavy. And don't be afraid to reach out, to reconnect, to be seen, to belong. Longevity isn't just about years added. It's about spirit clarity and presence in the years you're living. Thank you for choosing to spend this moment with MuseWisdom. If anything in today's reflection spoke to you, we'd love to hear it. Leave a comment below and share. What insight stayed with you the most? And what shift are you ready to make in your own life? Your voice matters here. Your journey adds richness to this community, and your presence helps keep this space filled with truth, warmth, and growth. If this video offered value, please consider liking, subscribing, and sharing it forward. Your support helps us continue offering thoughtful, soulful content to those who need it most. Until we meet again, move gently, live deeply, and stay connected. MuseWisdom will be here, walking the next step beside you.